Hopefully you are one of the only people still there. What can you tell us?
You are absolutely right, Carolyn. Brandon Baylor and myself, the only people on the beach. We still had a family of 4 on the beach about 5 minutes ago, but the wind has really picked up. We've been out here all day, and I got to be honest with you, early this morning it was kind of fun. It was overcast, a little windy, but a lot of people out here enjoying the beach. That has drastically changed just in the last 3 hours. This wind is so severe. I mean, I can't keep my eyes open, all right? I'll be honest with you guys. Hey guys, we have moved away from the battery. We are now near the pineapple fountain. Can't see it, I think it's right behind me, but full disclosure, the wind blowing so hard I had to get the safety goggles out. I know they look a little ridiculous, but they are certainly necessary. You can just feel this wind whipping right now. Both Brandon and I are kind of in a stance right here, just bracing ourselves because the wind is pushing us all around. Seems pretty safe. There's really nothing, no debris other than leaves flying around. So other than that, we do see one person walking out to the pier right now. Wouldn't advise you do that because I'm getting thrown around in my steps right here. It's not as bad as it was to my left, but if you can see behind me a pier being breached by the harbor. That's just how crazy this inundation is. But we found a couple of Charleston locals, Tyler and Matt. Yeah. What's going on, guys? Y'all are braving the storm.
Yes, sir. We sure are. It's not too bad out here. It's a little breeze, but a little rain, but not too bad.
We are a couple of Hugo babies, so it's not our first storm.
We are near the corner of Hugie and King, an intersection that traditionally floods, and I hope you guys can see the man on the bike. He is up to his waist, pedaling. Talk about an incredible workout, but he is fighting his way through this intersection on a bicycle, and if you look to the left of him, you see just how deep this water is. A Chevy Avalanche, the water nearly up to the door handles. But right now, we're live on the Isle of Palms, and we're gonna get off this pier, so I will send it back to you guys in the studio. By far the worst we've seen with waist deep water. I haven't gotten that far into it yet, but I can promise you we're gonna turn around and find a new route to the Citadel because we've got some really deep water here. We were talking to that man on the bike down there who is now going actually through the water. He is almost through it, and he says that he is trying to make his way to North Charleston to see his cousin. We went to Lowe's in Mount Pleasant where a lot of people were patting themselves on the back for waiting out the line while others kept it real and called themselves procrastinators. Now, it didn't matter which end of the spectrum they fell, neither had to wait in a line. The buying has begun, but the boarding has yet to begin.
Been actually prepping for the last 2 days.
David Barty bought 11 pieces of plywood, just a dent among the thousands sold at Lowe's in Mount Pleasant.
I'd much rather do the protection thing as opposed to wait it out and hope for the best.
Hopefully the boarding process is easier than the loading process.
She made me sell the truck.
Susan Simpson is no pansy.
I don't need hardware.
But she loves herself some pansies. While most will panic, Susan will plant.
It just feels good to be out here buying pansies.
She says after they catch some rain, these flowers are going in the ground.
I'm going to plant them Sunday.
While Susan has plans to plant, John Smith and his wife are wide open. What do you do to pass the time?
Well, if we were younger, that'd be easy. But as we're an older couple, we'll find something to do.
The Lowe's store in Mount Pleasant Town Center expects more plywood tomorrow, although employees at the store say if the weather gets too bad, then they aren't going to work. Live in the Alert Center, I'm Evan West. We are on the corner of King and Lamboli Street. Behind me, a truck sitting right past Lamboli Street. The water getting up to the tailgate, so it is rising down here. These signs you see behind me, a bright sign to most, but an ugly sign to those who live here at Edisto Beach. This is the closest they can get to their homes, and it is all because of this damage. Palmetto Boulevard, usually a 4-lane road, instead it's turned into Palmetto Beach, covered in sand. Local news outlets were granted limited access behind the road closures to the beach community earlier this afternoon.